Jamie Carragher says Mo Salah will go down ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo after Liverpool exit. Mo Salah will leave Liverpool after 9 years at the end of this season, with his bombshell announcement sparking a debate over his place among the best players in Premier League history. Jamie Carragher has claimed that Mo Salah will go down ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo in the list of Premier League greats. Salah, 33, confirmed in a bombshell announcement on Monday that he'll leave Liverpool at the end of this season. The Egypt captain has spent 9 years with the Reds, lifting every major trophy available, including the Champions League and 2 Premier League titles. Although Salah has suffered a decline this season and his behaviour off the pitch has seen him criticised by the likes of Carragher, he'll be remembered as a club legend at Anfield and a great of the Premier League. Having struggled at Chelsea in the early part of his career, Salah truly announced himself to English football by eclipsing ex-Manchester United star Ronaldo's record of 31 league goals in his first season at Liverpool. That's part of why Carragher reckons that the Liverpool icon should rank higher than Ronaldo and only behind a certain Thierry Henry. In the pantheon of overseas attacking players to have excelled in England, only Thierry Henry eclipses Salah's output and consistency, Carragher wrote in his column for The Telegraph. While many will argue the merits of players like Cristiano Ronaldo, Eden Hazard, Gianfranco Zola, Dennis Bergkamp or Eric Cantona, none of them produced the same devastating numbers as consistently, season after season, as the Egyptian. Ronaldo's time at Manchester United, both initially and upon his return, was either side of his absolute Real Madrid peak years. Salah edges ahead of him when judging strictly on Premier League performance and impact. In an all-time Premier League 11, Salah is an automatic inclusion in the front three alongside Henry and Ronaldo. Despite their shared status as Liverpool legends, Carragher and Salah have clashed down the years, often via social media. In December, Carragher accused the forward of trying to get Reds manager Arne Slot sacked, labelling an explosive interview which Salah did after being left on the bench a disgrace. But as Salah prepares to bid farewell to Anfield in May, with Liverpool's final game being at home to Brentford, Carragher has heaped praise on the 33-year-old. Nothing impresses me more in the game than world-class footballers who possess that desire never to miss a game, he added. In Salah's case, he would visibly sulk if he was substituted and had to miss even a single minute of action. Such demonstrations of petulance were often frowned upon by others. But give me the star who can't stand sitting on the bench or in the stands over those who cannot get off the pitch quick enough, clutching a slight niggle. That hunger and resilience is a mark of true greatness. Liverpool already have the next Florian Wirtz, and he's as special as Philippe Coutinho. The Reds have a player as special as Philippe Coutinho and Florian Wirtz combined. There was nothing better than waking up every weekend waiting to watch the Brazilian play football for the Reds. Coutinho was the kind of player who you went to watch at the stadium, who you fell in love with. He was simply a magician. His feet could do wonders mere mortal beings could not even dream of. At his very best for Liverpool, he was outrageous in terms of his ability to create chances. There's a reason why Luis Suarez, Daniel Sturridge, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino and Mo Salah all love playing with him. Now we are spoiled as fans because we've been treated to the second coming of Coutinho with the arrival of Wirtz. The German is the connector at Liverpool right now. He's the best creative player in the Premier League right now, capable of unlocking any defence from open play. Wirtz will be dominating at Anfield for years to come, and when he does end his reign, his second coming is already at the club. Let us introduce you to Eric Farkas, an England U17 international who was actually born in Hungary and is therefore the 4th Hungarian on the books at the club after Dominik Szoboszlai, Milos Kerkez and Armin Petchy. Farkas has been at Liverpool's academy since the age of 11 and he's recently made a breakthrough into the U18 side. Even though he's still only a U16 player, the young 16-year-old has become a starter for the U18s recently. During the last few games, Farkas has also been allowed to play his best position as a no.10, and in the last 9 matches he has 6 assists, playing a key role in Liverpool's attack. In total, Farkas is averaging an assist every 0.57 per minute in the U18 Premier League, which is the highest average out of players who have played at least 600 minutes in the competition so far. That should tell you already that he is an elite creator. Farkas loves to flip between the lines, and he's very good at finding himself in the half spaces between the opposition's midfield and defence. That was something characteristic of Philippe Coutinho at his best. It's characteristic of what Florian Wirtz does best right now, creating more open chances than any other player in the Premier League. But the resemblance to Coutinho and Wirtz is even more obvious in Farkas's creativity and vision. He weights his passes perfectly. His through balls are almost always accurate and put his teammates in the most advantageous situations. At times, some of the balls he executes past opposition lines are mesmerising to watch. He's the type of player you want in your team, especially against low blocks. Farkas can unlock any defence. Having grown up in the English system, he is way more suited to the physical nature of the Premier League, something both Coutinho and Wirtz had to adapt to. Of course, patience has to be exercised with Farkas. He is still a very young player and it will take time for him to develop and reach the level of the first team, but he's here now and he won't be going anywhere if he agrees a new deal. His current one expires this summer. If he does, he'll soon be playing for the first team if he continues to progress through the ranks at the same rate as he has been so far. Struggling Premier League boss will be surprise contender to replace Arne Slot. One struggling Premier League coach will inevitably be in the frame to replace Arne Slot. Liverpool's boss is struggling too. Liverpool could turn away from Arne Slot at the end of the season as their campaign continues to go off the rails. Slot will have just 1 year remaining on his deal, and the pressure has never been higher. Really, Jurgen Klopp was never under this much pressure. Brendan Rodgers certainly was, though he had nothing remotely like the summer spend behind him that Slot had. Though, of course, Slot does have that Premier League title to his name, and that naturally buys him a lot of time. Missing out of UEFA Champions League qualification would almost certainly end that time, and the defeat to Brighton on Saturday highlighted what a real possibility that is. So if Slot did leave, who could come in? Xabi Alonso is the favourite for the role, though we would exercise caution there. Manchester City's job may well be up for grabs too. They have the money to make it difficult to turn down as a project. How about a different contender then? There's one in the Premier League right now, and like it or not, he'll be under consideration. The Eddie Howe possibility. Eddie Howe will be on that shortlist, much as he was back when Liverpool hired Slot in 2024. Though he now boasts serious UEFA Champions League experience and plenty of work with expensive players. Howe is a serious contender given his closeness with Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes. The trio were at Portsmouth together in 2003, Edwards as an analyst and the other two as players. They've remained close ever since. Hughes and Howe were together at Bournemouth for one, and all are in contact. We also know that Edwards has a history of hiring people he knows well. Hughes is the biggest example of that. Gary O'Neill, another from that Pompey team, was a coach at Liverpool for a period. David Woodfine returned to the Reds in 2023, having also worked with Edwards at Portsmouth. Mark Burchill followed Hughes from Bournemouth as a scout, and again he was a player in that Portsmouth side. This is how Liverpool operate at the moment, and so Howe, despite the current struggles, will be in contention. He may even be completely available if he leaves Newcastle United. His history of success working with Alexander Isak is just another reason Liverpool may be tempted. It's perhaps not the appointment everyone wants, but it's one to watch out for. £150k PW star, not safe from sale despite new contract. It promises to be another summer of big change around Anfield. Liverpool's Premier League title defence has simply not gone to plan, and it means more changes to the squad are coming. Wing and centre midfield are priority areas, while the club could also do with an experienced senior centre-back option. But what about departures? According to one report in Football Insider, we could see the club sanction an outbound deal for Alisson Becker. The Brazilian 33 had a 1-year extension in his contract recently triggered minus, meaning he is due to leave the club in 2027. But that new deal could instead see Richard Hughes cash in on the goalkeeper by receiving a decent transfer fee. Alisson could be sold to Juventus. Juventus and Inter Milan are known to retain interest in the former Roma goalkeeper, who is reported to earn around £150k per week. But concerns over his long-term fitness could see the Anfield club move him on and use Georgi Mamardashvili as their new no-one going forward. Liverpool's transfer plans are shaping up ahead of this summer, and Alisson could well be on his way out, despite recently having his contract extended to next year, the report reads. Their latest 1-year extension triggered in his contract has not quite ruled out a potential exit. Mamardashvili to come in as no-one. Alisson is currently on the sidelines, his second significant injury of the season. He has missed 4 full games in the Champions League this term, plus 1 more in which he had to be substituted. Alisson has also missed 6 matches in the Premier League, with Mamardashvili featuring in only 1 win across those games. Ideally, the Reds have a fully fit Alisson available for selection going forward, but there are no guarantees of that happening. Last season, he missed several games with similar injuries, allowing Callum Kelleher the chance to deputise. With Alisson's future under threat, it is unlikely that Richard Hughes will sanction a loan deal for Mamardashvili this summer. The Georgian international will no doubt be frustrated at playing second fiddle to Alisson, and it has been suggested that clubs across Europe were ready to make a bid for his services on a temporary basis. Liverpool eyeing summer transfer for Chelsea defender Josh Achimpong. Liverpool are expectedly to significantly revamp their defence during the summer transfer window. While there still is no clarity on Ibrahima Konate's future, Virgil van Dijk's age means he requires a replacement, and depth at right back may be improved too. Caught Offside has reported that Liverpool are planning to answer their problems by making one versatile signing, and consequently, they have identified Chelsea youngster Josh Achimpong as a potential signing. The 19-year-old has been a key player in Enzo Maresca's and Liam Rosnier's teams this season and is widely regarded as one of the club's finest young players. With an ability to play as centre-back and right-back, Liverpool's interest in him is not a surprise. Liverpool might have to make a compelling offer. Josh Achimpong is highly valued at Chelsea, and with the club building a squad around younger players, it would come as a surprise if the teenager is allowed to leave very easily, especially for a domestic rival in Liverpool. Transfermarkt has valued Achimpong at £22 million, but considering his age and qualities, it remains to be seen how much Chelsea seek for his services and how much Liverpool are prepared to pay as well, considering their serious need for a defender. Achimpong is naturally a central defender who excels at reading the game well, winning aerial duels thanks to his height of over 6 feet, making accurate tackles and helping build from the back with his good ball control. His attributes at right back include quick pace, which allows him to cover the defensive and offensive third both, and his crossing is also fairly decent. All things considered, he promises to be a good long-term signing for Liverpool. However, in order to convince Chimpong and Chelsea to get a deal done, the Reds would need to offer the player guarantees over his role in their squad and his club a decent transfer fee. Liverpool transfer news amid $58 million Man UTD battle and advantage in Keith Smith race. Liverpool transfer news as Arne Slot could battle Manchester United for a $58 million midfielder, and the Reds are said to have an advantage in any potential race for Keith Smith. Liverpool has another big summer lying ahead, whatever happens for the remainder of the current campaign, with Arne Slot's side inside the Champions League places as things stand, but with work to do. If there is still a chance, then I am always confident, Virgil van Dijk told reporters last weekend. But we have to do better, of course, and if we don't, then it is going to be very difficult. 7 more games, and tough ones as well, so things have to change for us to deserve a Champions League place. Regardless of its European status, Slot's squad will need some upgrades when the summer comes. Here is the Liverpool.com verdict on the latest transfer gossip to emerge around the Reds. Eduardo Camavinga, Real Madrid. Manchester United is seriously considering making a move for Eduardo Camavinga this summer amid links with Liverpool, according to Football Insider. The Old Trafford team might need to sign a replacement for the departing Casemiro, who will not be handed a new contract. Manuel Ugarte has not been the player that Manchester United thought he would be. Sandro Tonali, Carlos Baleba, Bruno Guimaraes, Elliot Anderson and Adam Wharton have all been linked with transfers to Manchester United ahead of the summer. But Camavinga is said to be considering his future at Real Madrid, even though he is under contract until 2029. The Frenchman is still only 23, but could be eyeing a change of scenery. At the Bernabeu, he is filled in at the back, playing left-back at times. A move to the Premier League would allow him the chance to play in his best position in the centre of midfield. Keith Smith, Eze Alkmaar, Liverpool and Arsenal are leading the race for Eze Alkmaar midfielder Keith Smith this summer because they are likelier than some of the other Premier League contenders to be playing Champions League soccer next season. That is according to Football Insider, with Newcastle also keen on the 20-year-old. Elsewhere, Spanish giants Real Madrid and Barcelona are also said to be interested. Smith has played 40 senior games in the Netherlands this season, including in the UEFA Conference League. He has scored 4 goals and set up another 8 for his teammates in all competitions.